You are 24 years old, sitting in a glass box in Midtown Manhattan. It is 3 a.m. on a Tuesday. Your world is bounded by 3 monitors and the blue light reflecting off your tired eyes. You have $94,000 in student debt and a caffeine-induced tremor in your right hand. Right now, your entire existence is a spreadsheet. You aren't paid to think, you're paid to format. A single misplaced decimal point in a pitch deck for a mid-market merger could end your career before it starts. You survive on seamless orders and the desperate hope that your managing director remembers your name. Your power is exactly zero. You are a glorified calculator, trading 100 hours of your week for a paycheck that barely covers the interest on your loans. You tell yourself this is a rite of passage. You believe that if you can just survive the grind, you will eventually own the machine. But for now, the machine owns you. You are a ghost in the office, a temporary biological component tasked with cleaning up the data for people who will never see your face. Your only reality is the flickering cursor and the cold realization that in this building, you are the most replaceable object in the room. The spreadsheets are gone, replaced by leather-bound menus and the muffled roar of a Gulfstream engine. You are a managing director now, and your life is a series of high-stakes performances. You don't build the models anymore. You sell the narrative that makes the models work. Your job is the flow. You are the bridge between capital and opportunity. The person who whispers in the ears of CEOs and convinces them that a leveraged buyout is the only path to legacy. You have fuck you money in the bank, but you can never actually say it because you're tethered to your clients by a golden leash. You spend your life in airport lounges and 5-star hotels that all look identical. Your children recognize you from FaceTime calls, and your spouse is a stranger who manages the properties you never visit. You have moved from technical proficiency to psychological warfare. You know exactly which pressure points to hit to close a deal. You realize that while you're rich, you're still just an employee of the system. You're the one who does the work for the people who truly own the world. You have power, but it is derivative. It depends entirely on your ability to keep the deals coming. You have crossed the line from advisor to principal. As a hedge fund manager, you no longer ask for permission. You deploy. You are managing $10 billion of other people's money, and your decisions have the weight of gravity. You don't look at companies, you look at alpha. You see the world as a series of interconnected risks and imbalances. A central bank interest rate hike isn't a news headline to you. It's a coordinate on a map. You realize that the market isn't some natural force of nature. It is a consensus that you and a handful of others help shape through sheer volume. Your stress has evolved. It's no longer about a boss or a client. It's about a 3 standard deviation event that could wipe out a decade of gains in a single afternoon. You operate in a world of pure abstraction. Money has lost its meaning as a medium of exchange. It is now a scorecard. You spend your days staring at Bloomberg terminals, hunting for the glitch in the matrix that will allow you to extract value from the chaos. You have entered the realm where your mistakes don't just cost money, they cost entire sectors of the economy. You run the pipes. As the head of a global investment bank or a massive clearinghouse, you have moved beyond the volatility of the market. You are the infrastructure of capitalism itself. You don't care if the market goes up or down. You take a clip of every transaction that passes through your systems. You own the platforms where the allocators play. At this level, you're too big to fail. Your relationship with the government has changed. You're no longer a regulated entity. You are a partner in national stability. You spend your weekends at Davos and Sun Valley not to network, but to coordinate. You are the market maker. You provide the liquidity that allows the global engine to turn. If your systems stop, the world stops. This realization brings a cold, detached sense of responsibility. You're the guardian of the status quo. You don't look for alpha anymore. You look for systemic resilience. You're no longer a person. You're a function of the global economy. Your identity is subsumed by the massive multi-trillion-dollar balance sheet you oversee. You are the silent partner in every transaction on the planet. Money is now a tool of statecraft. You manage a sovereign wealth fund, or perhaps you sit on the board of a central bank. You don't think in quarters, you think in centuries. Your decisions can stabilize a collapsing currency or trigger a revolution in a developing nation. You move billions of dollars to secure energy corridors and lithium mines, shaping the geopolitical landscape for the next 50 years. You are invited to the G7 summits to dictate the terms of global trade. At this level, wealth is an irrelevant metric. You deal in the currency of influence and structural control. You design the rules that the titans and the allocators must follow. You are the architect of the environment in which they exist. You operate with a level of immunity that is almost religious. Your mistakes are smoothed over by diplomatic cables and international treaties. You're the one who writes the script. You have reached the point where your personal desires are indistinguishable from the needs of the state. You're a ghost in the machinery of history, moving the pieces on a map that most people don't even know exists. This is the end game. You are in a room in Geneva with 3 other people. There are no laptops, no Bloomberg terminals, and no tickers. There is no agenda because you are the agenda. You operate at the level of the invisible hand. You are the system itself. You manage the settlements between central banks and the secret flows of global power that never reach a balance sheet. At this level, total autonomy is achieved. You have no masters, no regulators, and no peers outside this room. You have achieved the ultimate financial power, the ability to define reality for 8 billion people. But the cost is total. You have lost the ability to relate to any human being who isn't in this room. To you, the world is a series of data points, a simulation to be optimized. You have everything, but you have become nothing, a pure function of logic and control. You look out the window at the lake and realize that the person you were in that midtown glass box is dead. That person had dreams, debt, and a heartbeat. You are the architect of a world you can no longer inhabit. This is the final level, there is nowhere left to go.